Look, this ain't hype, this a holy flex. Try to count us out,
Hey
no we
fam,
come
it's
for
Pastor Nate,
less.
and this is Dominion 5 Minute Bible Study, where we talk about real questions with real scripture, and we do it real quick. And today, we're talking about what to do when you get snowed in. Because sometimes God isn't stopping you to punish you. He's slowing you down to protect and refocus you. And yeah, I actually did come into the office to record this today. I know most of us are snowed in, but I wanted to be here. So let's get into it. Point number one, when life stops you, don't panic, just pause. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." That verse sounds real peaceful until you realize that stillness feels like losing control. Because when you're stuck at home and your plans get canceled and the roads close, the first instinct is to panic. But God is saying, be still. Not because nothing matters, but because He's still God, even when you can't move. Some of us don't struggle with faith, we struggle with stillness. Because we think if we can stop moving, everything is going to fall apart. But I need y'all to get me on this one. Sometimes that pause is God's mercy. If God shut it down today, it might be because He's keeping you from something that you can't see yet. Okay? Point number two, when you can't go out, go in to prayer. Matthew 6:6 says, "Go away by yourself, shut the door behind you, and pray to your Father in private." And I love that scripture because basically it's saying sometimes God needs to remove the noise so you can hear His voice. Snow days like this can be annoying, but they also expose something. A lot of us only know how to talk to God on the way to somewhere. But what happens when you can't go anywhere? This is your moment to shut the door, not just physically, but spiritually. Turn the background noise down a little bit because prayer is going to hit different when you don't have an escape route. Okay? Point number three, when you feel stuck, remember God is still working. Romans 8:28, God causes everything to work together for good for those who love God and are called according to His purpose. Not some things, not convenient things, not easy things, all things, even weather delays, even canceled plans, even I might not be able to make it out today. Listen, you might feel stuck, but God doesn't need roads to move. God doesn't need your schedule to be perfect. God doesn't need your environment to be ideal. He can bless you in the living room. He can speak to you while you're in the kitchen. He can restore you in the quiet. Just because you're snowed in doesn't mean heaven closed. Okay? Point number four, when you're home, check what God is trying to fix in you. Mm-hmm. Lamentation 3:40 says, "Let us test and examine our ways." And that's a real thing because sometimes God uses unexpected moments to make you look at stuff that you've been avoiding. Some of us have been moving so fast that we haven't been thinking. You've been staying busy because quiet makes you feel too much. But today you're home and God might be saying, now that you can't run, let's heal. Ask yourself, what have I been carrying that I need to lay down? What has been draining me? What have I been ignoring? What do I need to surrender? Because growth doesn't always happen in crowds. Sometimes it happens in the quiet. Okay? As a bonus, God can turn a snow day into a rest day. Mark 6:31 says, "Let's go off by ourselves to a quiet place and rest a while." Even Jesus told His disciples, you need to rest. Not because you're weak, because you're human. And some of us have been surviving, but we haven't been resting. So if you're snowed in today, don't waste it complaining. Use it as a reset. God might be giving you a moment to breathe before the next season hits. Okay? So how do we win these so-called snow days? Here's what you can do. Number one, give God the first 5 minutes of your day before you go to your phone, before you go to the news, before you go to the group chat. Number two, clean a space in your house, a room, your car, something, because sometimes external order helps internal peace. And three, reach out to somebody, check on them. They may be feeling isolated. Let them know that you love them. Okay? This week's challenge, the challenge this week, every time you get frustrated by a delay, say this out loud. God, help me trust you in the pause. Say it again. Say, God, help me trust you in the pause. Because you don't know what God is protecting you from or preparing you for. All right, fam, that was it. That's the Million 5 Minute Bible Study. Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on notifications, and as always, Keep dominating on purpose every day. Dominion is dope, and so are you. I love y'all, and I'll see you next week already.